With quality brand name products at affordable wholesale prices, Cash and Carry is the perfect place to shop. Whether shopping for individual, business, churches, or more, Cash and Carry is sure to meet your needs. Cash and Carry of Cookeville, 931-528-8050.
There's a blackout coming to Cookeville. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Watson Brown Show, presented by IWC Cash and Carry. Alongside Golden Eagle head coach Watson Brown, I'm your host, Mark Wilson, sitting in this week for Watson Brown for Buddy Pearson.
Buddy Pearson.
I never want to sit in for you, Coach.
No, I'd rather you not.
The Golden Eagles host Eastern Kentucky this Saturday night at Tucker Stadium, where there will be a blackout for the third consecutive year. Coach, that's a fun night for players and fans.
It is. Our players look forward to it. It's they get to put the black uniforms on once a year, and they enjoy it. We're playing a great opponent to go with that, and usually we have a very good crowd on this night, and it's usually a very nice atmosphere.
The Golden Eagles come into Saturday's game after a tough 17-10 loss at UT Martin last Thursday.
Yeah, it was tough. We had ample opportunity, Mark, to win the game. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And when you get close like that against a good team, a very good team on the road, and don't finish it, and there were just issues to finish. We had some critical penalties on defense that really set up drives for them, and then we got down there twice and didn't get in once. We didn't get in once. We were told we didn't get in, but those combination of those two things was, I thought, the difference in the game.
The Golden Eagles were in a defensive showdown with the Skyhawks as we check out the first half highlights brought to you by Wendy's Breakfast of Cookeville. Right after the 2-yard TD rush, Coach.
Yeah, right at the date, they took it right down the field on us, their best drive of the game. They took it 80 yards and scored, and we come back and don't do much with the ball early. This is a nice run by Darian. I think Darian played his best game. It was his third time to start for us. This is a beautiful move right here. We didn't protect him well at all. Darian cuts back across the grain and gains us quite a few yards. So his feet have been very important to us in the last two football games.
They certainly have a great 31-yard rush to the UT Martin, 16 on 3rd and 7, so a real key play for the Golden Eagles.
And gave us, I think this is our 3 points. I believe this is when we get some points on the board. Yes, we ended up getting a sack here, I think, and ended up being a long field goal. Very nice kick by John Arnold, and but man, he's hot right now. He's doing a really good job since his one miss at TSU.
Great job, and here's a big Badigo, right? Is that how you say it? Acapulco work forces a Tory fumble here.
You're not even close, but that's a good try. Medigo. And I can't say it myself, and I've had him for 4 years. But the only turnover that Martin had in the game, there wasn't but 2 turnovers in the whole game, one by us, one by them. This was one of the big plays of the game right here when we got this turnover, got to the 1-yard line on 4th down, and don't get the ball in the end zone. This is a great catch by Brock McCoy right here to get us to the 1-yard line. Beautiful catch and nice route, well thrown ball, really good protection. Mark, a lot of our receivers are starting to step up now and make some plays for us, and that's good news. Early in the year we weren't making any. I think we're getting better at the wide receiver position. And we've got the 4th down. I don't know if it'll be on here. We had 4th and 1 and just get knocked back a little bit right here and don't get in. Just miss it by 6 inches. 6 inches is a bunch in college football. So I thought one of the big plays of the game was that play right there. And just disappointing because we're usually very good down real close to the goal line and just didn't get the ball in the end zone.
What did you tell your team at halftime, Coach?
Mark, I thought that we were there. We were right in the game. It's 7-3. We hadn't played a bad game. I thought we played a very solid football game. We're a team, I think, this year, as we play these people, we need to get to the 4th quarter with a chance to win. That's basically what I said. Let's get this 3rd quarter to the 4th quarter with a chance to win, and that's exactly what happened, and we weren't able to close the deal.
Yeah, certainly kept it close and did a great job. The Golden Eagles clawed back and looked to tie the game when inclement weather halted the contest for more than 2 hours as we check out the second half highlights brought to you by Miller Lite.
Well, we come right out the gate, make a great throw and catch, just a beautiful catch by Cody Matthews, just fantastic. And Darian made a nice throw. He had good protection on the play. He sets his feet and throws a nice ball right over a linebacker's head. It's just a beautiful play. Now let's see what we got here. This is same play again. It's a little end zone view. And Cody's coming on. He's starting to be the old Cody again. Very similar to the same play. Threw it to the other side and caught man coverage. And you can see Brock make a one-hand catch here. That's pass interference on the play, in my opinion. And the guy grabbed his right arm and he couldn't get to it. And it's a one-hand catch, just beautiful play. He bangs his head here into the turf, and we lost him for a series or two. But he's okay, and he'll be fine for again this week. Protection not very good again here, and Darian did a great job of sliding. I just think that's a great play by Tyler Harrell. We're waiting for Tyler to come on. He catches the ball, takes 2 steps, dives into the end zone with the ball. If you watch him 1-2, and dives with the ball. I mean, it's everything you'd want a receiver to do, and we didn't get the call for touchdown. They said he never had possession of the ball, and when you slow that down, I just don't see how. Again, we had a blitz zone here. We weren't in the right gaps on defense. Our defensive end didn't get to the A gap. Our nose guard didn't get all the way over to the opposite B gap. And that was the big play on that drive, and it was set up by a penalty by our defense to set that up. Darian does kind of the same thing to him here. Starts one way, stops, goes back the other. Makes a throw here that was that's the only poor throw I thought he threw in the game. This ball was thrown behind the receiver. He should have led him to the end zone. They take the ball on down here and don't get in on a nice play by Lanier Lee. I think that's Lanier right there on top, and then a nice tackle by James Hughley. Make them kick a field goal, gives us a chance to stay in the football game. We're still within 2 scores at this point. I think this is after the 2-hour delay, and we've come back. We drove it down to their 30. The rain stopped at that point, and the rain started at that point in the lightning. We go in for 2 hours. We come back out and take the ball 30 yards in 1 minute. So, Mark, we've still got 4 minutes to go, down 1 touchdown right here. And Ladarius Van Leer right now is our best back. He's just, when he touches the ball, whether it's a power run like that, I mean, he's in there on the 1-yard line, 2-yard line. And so we get them within 7 at that point, kick off into the end zone. We've got 2 timeouts left, and we just cannot get a stop. Where we got a stop against Murray and then got the ball back, went down and tied the game. We didn't get a stop in this game, and they ran the clock out. And on a penalty on the last play when we hold a receiver on the last play of the game.
But you have to be so proud of your team and how they responded after a long delay and came out and were able to finish that drive and put you in a position to tie the game.
Yeah, it was. And to score in 1 minute's time and get the ball in the end zone, give ourselves a chance to win the game. And a lot of people made plays on that drive. Darian Stone made a couple. Cody Matthews made 1, really made 2 because it was a pass interference call. Then Ladarius Van Leer takes it into the end zone. Nice blocking by the offensive line. Kicked the ball deep in the end zone. And we couldn't get the stop. We just could not get the stop. We used all of our timeouts, and they got the ball to midfield and just ran out the clock.
Meanwhile, there were some key Ohio Valley Conference matchups as we check out the OVC scoreboard, brought to you by the OVC Digital Network. And coaches, we look here, Jacksonville State, have moved up in the rankings, number 6 in the country now, beating Tennessee State at Tennessee State.
That was a good win for them. They intercepted the ball in the end zone to end the game. TSU was right there with them. Jacksonville right now looks like one of the dominant teams, and then Austin Peay got it put on by Mercer. We play Mercer next year, and that's where our former quarterback Trey Lamb is now an assistant coach.
Right. Here we go. Murray State getting the win over Southeast Missouri, knocks them out of the top 25.
I called that one 100%. I thought Murray would beat Southeast Missouri. They're in and out of the top 25. I have not seen Southeast Missouri much yet, and of course our competition this week went to 6-0, and Eastern Kentucky has beat EIU, and I think we're down 26-10 in the 4th quarter and came back and won the game. So it's a very good Eastern Kentucky football team, and we're going to have to go to work.
And here are the Ohio Valley Conference standings. Eastern Kentucky and Jacksonville State tied on top. Of course, this week's opponent for us, Eastern Kentucky. Coach, what do you see there as you look at the standings?
Well, I think it's still too early, but the top two teams were picked to be there at the start of the year, and they're the two that are 3-0, and we play them back to back. So we jump into the real frying pan now. We played 3 of the top 6 teams. We're in 3 of the 6 teams we played are ranked going into those games, and now 4 of the next 5 have been ranked. So this schedule has been brutal, thanks to you.
Yeah, you need to talk to the guy who does the scheduling for you, Coach. I don't know who that guy is.
I guess so. But we look forward to it. We look forward to Eastern Kentucky this weekend. It's always a great game for us, and we love playing the Colonels, and we'll love playing them this time because they're ranked 15th, 16th in the country.
Yeah, up to 12th in the coaches poll today, Coach. And of course, when we're wearing black, our student athletes love wearing black, and it is the blackout. So first 2,500 people that come through the stands get a free black T-shirt to come through the gates, or just wear your black.
Wear your black whether you get a T-shirt or not. We'll put a blackout on them, and hopefully we can black them out some way during the game.
Yep. Absolutely. Stick around. We've got a lot more to talk about with head coach Watson Brown. Don't go away.
Tennessee Tech tickets available at 931-372-3940 or ttusports.com.
Welcome back to the Watson Brown Show. The Tennessee Tech men's and women's basketball teams had a real treat by taking a trip to Hector Black's farm. Check out Tech in the Community, brought to you this week by Pepsi.
We have brought some of the men's and women's basketball team players out here today to do some work on Hector Black's farm for a LIST class, interdisciplinary studies class that they are taking. Hector Black is a gentleman here. He's in his late 80s that lives in Jackson County, and he owns 200 plus acres of land here, and we really love to come help Hector because Hector's life, throughout his life, he's done a lot of amazing work. One of the most amazing stories to hear about, he did a lot of work with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in the civil rights movement. And so he's just an incredible man, very kind, very loving. And so now that he's not able to come out here and do some of this work himself, we love to bring groups out, like the basketball players, and help them.
Us and the guys, we've been out here working, something we don't do often, get to help others out, and good opportunity to meet Hector Black, who's a really great guy. He did a lot for us, and it's just a good chance to get out here, do something different, something out the ordinary. We help move huge boulders out of this riverbank, so his river could flow freely. We're about to go to the field, help plant a few more plants for him, and really just helping keep this place tidy. Things just aren't given to you. A lot of hard work. You know, he's out here every day, and it's a lot of hard work. And if we incorporate that into maybe our team, it's just everyday grind, hard work. I think it helps us out a lot.
Coach, so many of our student athletes do community service, including your student athletes. I don't think people realize how much we give back to the community.
No, our kids work hard, and I think they get a lot out of it. I'm going to bring the basketball team out to my property. And
we all need
I
a
need
little bit
some
of work
grass
done,
cut.
huh?
I've got a couple of ditches they could clean out. So if we're going to do some community work, I'm going to bring them out to my house.
Sounds good.
Steve will bring them out, and Coach Davis will bring them out, and I'll put them to work.
We'll make some arrangements, and I'll just bring the football team over to my house.
That's perfectly. That's a good swap out.
But it's great. They learn such life lessons that that our young men and young women need when they become professionals like you and I, and giving back.
I remember when we did Habitat for Humanity back a year ago, or maybe no, I think it was the championship year, a couple of years ago, and the people that were moving in those houses were out there,
yes, and
just to see them getting excited about the new place and our kids doing that, I thought our kids enjoyed it more than the people moving in, to tell you the truth.
They did. They got so much out of it. So exciting, and a great opportunity.
Yep.
It's now time to catch up with a former TTU athlete. This student athlete took dead aim at her academic and rifle career. Let's take a look at where Lana Ward has landed, brought to you by Zaxby's.
My name is Lon Ward, and I was at Tennessee Tech from 1986 to 1990, and I was part of the championship rifle team. I grew up in Indian Rocks Beach, Florida, which is real close to where I am right now, and I ended up at Tennessee Tech University on an athletic scholarship, a 4-year athletic scholarship from riflery. I had several shooting scholarships from several universities throughout the U.S., from Alaska, Texas A&M, Murray State, West Virginia, USF, etc. And of course, Tennessee Tech. And when I visited Tennessee Tech, I loved Cookeville, and most importantly, I loved that it was a championship rifle team. I was very fortunate throughout the years at Tennessee Tech. I was there from 86 through 90, but in 1988, I made the U.S. team and was able to travel throughout the U.S. and won the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary, and then also went to Moscow 2 years after that. So it was nice because Tennessee Tech really supported me in that endeavor, because I was traveling a lot and also trying to keep up my studies at Tech. At Tennessee Tech, I studied psychology with an emphasis in industrial psychology and minored in sociology. I ended up in marketing and ended up being a vice president of marketing for Danka Office Imaging, which is a $3.6 billion company, and had one successful corporate career, 15 years, before then starting my own marketing company. Right now, I own my own marketing company, ironically called Bullseye Marketing. Wonder where I got the name, right? And Bullseye Marketing specializes in products that we patent products and then take them to market. And then also I have another arm that specializes in vacation rentals right here in Florida. Riflery at Tech and just being part of a winning team really affected my life from the standpoint of I'm a very competitive person, and I always believe in giving it your all and being the best that you can possibly be. I think one thing you'll find being an athlete at Tech is, one thing as athletes, we have such drive and determination that I have found not only carried for me throughout my sport, but also in work and in life. Throughout my corporate career and throughout life, it's just the drive and determination and just practice until it's perfect that the experiences that I gained at Tech really paved the way for the rest of the way that I view things throughout life. I'm Lana Ward, and that's where I've landed.
Another great success story of a Tennessee Tech student athlete.
Yeah.
Did a great job when she was a student athlete here and then now in life.
Yeah, I love, this is my favorite part of the show every week, and whether it's a football player or whoever it is, we've had some great pieces on a lot of classy people that graduated from Tennessee Tech.
And it's amazing, they all have such great pride in their experience when they were here, and are so thankful they had the opportunity to be a student at Tennessee Tech and to be an athlete.
Met very few people, very, very few, if any, that don't say very positive things and a lot of pride in being an athlete at Tennessee Tech.
I love the creativity of Bullseye Marketing. That makes perfect sense for her, doesn't it?
Yep, it does.
It's a wonderful opportunity, and you know, we don't have rifle at Tennessee Tech anymore, but I think it's nice that we still highlight what they have meant to Tennessee Tech over the course of their time.
They probably had more success than any sport we've had here overall, so that is neat.
They have. There's still more to come on the Watson Brown Show. Stay with us.
Tennessee Tech tickets available at 931-372-3940 or ttusports.com.
Welcome back to the Watson Brown Show, presented by IWC Cash and Carry. If you have a question for Coach Brown, you can tweet it at TTU Golden Eagles. We have some questions for you, Coach, as we move into this segment, sponsored by the Golden Eagles Sports Network. The first one we have is at the Duke of Diesel. With more time to prepare for Eastern Kentucky, since you have 3 extra days, how will this benefit you and your team?
It benefited us that we took days off. We used it as an open date and gave them Friday and Saturday and Sunday off. Came back today that this show's being aired and had a nice, tough physical practice, so we'll pick up an extra practice for Eastern. But I thought it was dead middle of the season. We're 6 straight weeks the rest of the way. 4 of the next 5 are ranked opponents. We got a tough stretch here, so I thought it was good to get them a little fresher, and I thought they looked fresher today at practice.
Excellent. Very, very good. And another tweet here from @Taylor says, have you ever been in a weather delay situation like last Thursday's game?
Been in a couple. Those been in one here. We were in Lane College, if you remember, in the first half with a weather delay. Been in quite a few of them. The other big one was at Arizona when I was at UAB, and we sit under the stadium at Arizona for about 2 hours. It never rains, they say, in Arizona, and it poured. And the locker room started flooding that we were in, so we had to move out because the water was getting so high they were worried about us. And finally it drained back out, and we went back in and ended up playing the game.
Right. And it's hard. I mean, to keep your team focused during those breaks is really difficult.
Yeah, it is, and that's I think it was easier at Arizona because the game hadn't started yet. We were just leaving warm-ups, but when you're at Tennessee Tech and at Martin and you've got a critical 5 minutes left to play, and a chance to still win the game, you got to find a way to keep your players focused the best you can, and that's why it's important for the conference office or the officials to let us know, hey, when it's getting close. You got 20 minutes, you got 15 minutes. You all were gracious enough to go get them some apples and oranges and bananas, and I thought that was good for them because it was late by the time we got back on the field.
Yes, it was. And it's now time to talk about this week's opponent, the Colonels of Eastern Kentucky. The Golden Eagles kick off with EKU on Saturday night at 7 p.m. at Tucker Stadium, where there's a blackout.
Well, in Eastern Kentucky is what I talk about. I mean, this is another really good football team. We played them up there last year. We had a good game with them. Our defense played very well. I thought their defense last year was truly outstanding. They're still very good. You're playing a 12th ranked team that hadn't lost a game all year, so we've got our hands full. We're going to have to play our best game, Mark, but we're due one. I still don't think we've put one together yet of what we're capable of, and even with the injuries, and we've gotten younger because of that, I still think this football team has got a lot of potential, and just think we're due a really good football game. If we play one of these teams a really good game, we're going to have a chance to win.
Yeah, and our young guys are really coming along right now. They're really, I'm seeing maturity, and they're making better plays and making better decisions. And
yeah, a lot of young players, real young players, are coming on. Both our punter and kicker really have come on now, and Brock McCoy has really come on. Tyler Harrell's getting a lot better. Malik Hall's really improving. Those 3 linebackers that we're playing with, Lanier Lee, Jonathan Coleman, Trey Thompson, all 3 of those since Trey Goff went out and he's been gone are getting better. You're right, and if we can stay healthy, this team would be, in my opinion, one of the teams in the conference that would get better as the year goes on, because the potential to get better for us is better than some of these older football teams.
Right, I think with the teams we have left, they're looking at the schedule. They don't want to play us.
I hope you're right. I'll tell you that. I'm not sure I want to play some of them either, but this schedule is tough. The conference is really tough. The schedule's tough because the conference is tough. All these ranked teams we're playing now, other than Chattanooga, are in our own conference.
Yeah, that's good. The OVC is so good. You can watch the game on ESPN3. You can listen on KISS FM 98.5 and read all about it in the Herald Citizen. For head coach Watson Brown, I'm Mark Wilson saying so long until next week.
The Watson Brown Show has been brought to you by IWC Cash and Carry, Wendy's Breakfast of Cookeville, Zaxby's, Pepsi, and Miller Lite.
With quality brand name products at affordable wholesale prices, Cash and Carry is the perfect place to shop. Whether shopping for individual, business, churches, or more, Cash and Carry is sure to meet your needs. Cash and Carry of Cookeville, 931-528-8050.